Okay, it's Grandpuppy in the kitchen making pizza for Grandpuppy and the Grandpeeps and Mom and Dad. Here we go. I've got a big bowl. Hello. I've got some dried yeast. Hello, some more. And a bag of flour. Eee! Not self-raising, ordinary flour will do. In Spain they don't have self-raising, so you can put some bicarb in if you like. Bicarb, great. Baking powder, great. So anyway, I'm going to flour this flour. Well, I got a bag already open, so I won't bother with that. I was just doing it for purposes of do this, do that rubbish. So I'm going to put most of the flour in the bag, in the in the bowl, yeah. And I'll show you. There we are. This, I'm guessing, because I can. But if you weren't guessing and you weighed your flour, for every 100 grams of flour, you might want something like a fluid ounce of water. If you put a little in first, you can add later water. Later? Yeah, that sounds good. La la la. So I've got a drop of yeast here, as I say. You should stick about a spoonful in with this much flour, yeah, which is, ooh, I don't know, best part of a bag. Yeah, I'm just gonna put, I don't know, put that in. If you don't have any yeast, you can get a beer bottle, put some raisins in it and some water, cut one of the fingers off from those latex gloves, put a twiddle it round the top, and as the latex glove swells, yeah, put a pin in it and then leave it for 8 hours, and if you pour off half of the liquid, that is actually yeast. You can do it with an apple as well. Mush it up and put the squeeze the juice out of it in, oh, I don't know, in a piece of cloth or one of those things you get your onions in, yeah, and then that juice, put that in a bottle with a little finger, glove finger on it, and that will make yeast. And any kind of fruit will make yeast, yeah. And then you just add some more sugar to it, then it'll regrow, yeah, and drop of water, yeah. You've got yeast all the time. And if you wanted to preserve it, you just pour the liquid off, and the stuff in the very bottom of the bottle, spread it on a baking sheet, and put it in the oven with the light on, no heat. After an hour or so, you got dried yeast. Ooh, cheap. Oops, it won't come off your spoon. You can also use beer to make bread and pizzas. Just beer. Yeah. Interesting. You could add some beer to this. Oh, that's interesting. So anyway, I've got the yeast in, and I've got the flour in, so I'm just going to do this, look. Yeah. I'll put the thingy up higher, I think, and try and might not work like that. Might do. Try that. Yeah. That's a bit better, I think. Just hope it doesn't fall. That's a nuisance. Yeah. I'll put the kitchen towel there just in case. Right, okay, well I've done that. Tweedledee. That's that done. Yeah. So now I'm going to add a bit of salt. It's whatever you want to put in there. I mean, I've never used to add salt, but you can put some salt in it, yeah. Don't look at my belly, it's not fair. I've got lockdown belly. Drop of salt, flip flop. Now I'm going to give it a bit of a whisk. Plop, ploppy, plop, plop. It's only got flour dust on it, so that's going straight back in there. Now I'm getting the handle of my wooden spoon. Yeah. I'll put the spoon back and wipe that on my jumper because that only had dust of yeast on it. I don't like making washing up. I'm older, I don't like making washing up. Di wouldn't like it, would you, Di? No, we don't. So I'll put some water in it, look. But for this amount of flour, you can work it out yourself. But if I do it squidgy like, you'll know exactly what it's supposed to look like when you're ready. Yep. And after a few times doing this, if you weigh the ingredients, you just make it yourself. You know how much water you want in it. You just want a bit of a dry dough, because when you pour the water on the worktop after, you just put a drop on with your hands. You can always wet it down a bit more. Yeah. Excuse me, I was just trying to amuse people. Not very amusing, I know, I'm sure. If you tried to do this with your sieve, you might end up with a handle in your hand and the metal bits all over the kitchen floor. So this is easier. You don't get your hands in it. Do that later. Have enough of that then. But if you look, you can see the dough is pulling the flour off the outside of the bowl. And when it's like that, yeah, you'll see in the bottom of the bowl there's still powdered flour. So we're going to add some more water. Not a lot. This is where you start easing up on the water, right? I'm getting hungry just thinking about this. You die. Oh, yummy! Yeah, you can make the basic bread dough, and you can cook that, or you can, for a pizza, you part cook it. As you might remember, Tom, part cook it for 20 minutes or so, then take it out and put your ingredients on the top, yeah, and then slap it back in the oven for another 20 minutes or whatever you want, till it's the right colour to suit you. You know, if you're putting some hot dog sausages on the top and some circles of tomato and some, you know, slices of onion scattered, and I've got some relish I made. Ding! My wonderful relish. But you can buy it from the shop there. They don't sell it here. Mine's better anyway. Isn't it, Don? Oh, I'll give him the recipe. Right, of course I would. Vary it to yourself then. More paprika in it or what have you, but you can always sprinkle the paprika on the pizza or whatever you're using in. I mean, I use that relish in all sorts of stuff. Put it on hot dogs, put it in dishes of pasta and stuff. It just does it. And I don't know how to keep chopping onions and peppers and stuff like that up all the time. Anyway, if you look now, look, oh, it's made a ball, look, yeah, and it's stuck to my spoon. If I put that spoon in the bowl without cleaning it off, I'm going to end up in the water in the bowl. That on that spoon will start to swell up in the warm water in the bowl. It's ever so strange, even in soapy water it does it. Anyway, if you've got a piece of plastic for bread making like this, you've got a thick piece of plastic or polythene, you can use it for getting the bread off things, because it sometimes sticks and it's easier to have something like this. This, unfortunately, isn't stainless steel, right? So, boom. So I'll take that. Take that, you blighter. If you're in the mood, you can stab the bread instead of the person going. Oh, to my daddy. Get my cling film and cover it up. Put one that way because it's a pretty big bowl. One would normally cover it, but you know, I'm going to stick two on it, I think. But I'm stingy, so I might end up with just one. Yeah, I'm stingy. So basically that's it. And I don't know what time it is, but if it's 11:30, so I'll come back to it at 12:30. Yeah, and if you do it on the hour or the half hour, you don't have to think about it too much, because you'd understand I might have a problem with that. Anyway, I'll get back to you in a bit. Leave it for an hour.